Welcome back to the In the Blues Tone podcast. My name's Shane. This is another in-house edition. Today's guest is Peny Bohan. Welcome.
Hello.
I met Peny maybe around 2010.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I walked into a gig we were doing at the Brunswick Hotel, and I look up, and there's this chick rocking out on an acoustic guitar with a great voice, playing these chords, and I was like, man, this, and you had great groove too. I was like, man, this is awesome. So,
Oh, you'll make me blush.
no, it was really great. And I remember because I think I was there with, might have been Rick at that
Yeah,
time.
no, I
We
think
both
that's
thought
it.
the same thing. We were like, a lot of funk in your playing and blues and sort of folk. It's a good mix of like all kinds of different music. So
Yeah.
you've definitely got your own sound, and you play originals as well, which
do play
is another
originals.
good thing. We need more of that in the world. Not so much of the the cover band stuff's all right, but
It's nothing like a good cover, but
Yeah.
originals are the way to go.
you're gonna start doing Smoke on the Water soon.
Oh, I mean, I already do it.
Oh, really?
I do not. I do.
Oh, I was going to say, that's awesome. We'll have to do a cover of that. That'd be great. We'll do a blues/folk cover of Smoke on the Water. But I'll leave all of Penny's links to like Facebook and your YouTube channel, Bandcamp, and whatever else in the description if you want to go check it out. But I thought we'd start with something a little bit fun. I know you've been playing acoustic guitar forever, and then you've done the transition over to electric guitar.
I did.
Yeah, so what's that? What inspired that?
It feels like it's been quite recent. I think I had an electric guitar, just like one kicking around, and I never really played it. And then I just I started to want to write songs that were more for a band and in a bigger setting, and the acoustic guitar just wasn't quite cutting it. So I decided to play electric guitar without knowing anything about it. And then the first thing I thought was, the chords are easier to play, but then I need to use a pick because I'm destroying my nails.
Oh,
But,
yeah, okay.
and then I bought my first pedal, and then a whole world opened up, and you can't seem to stop after that.
I was going to say, I remember you sending me, I can't remember if you were texting me or sending them through some other form, but you were like, hey, how about this guitar? How about this guitar? When you were like shopping for one, I was like, I was so proud. I was like, yes. But then you found out, I guess, that the pedal world was a bit of a black hole, right?
Yeah.
Or a rabbit hole, I should
Yeah,
say.
and I just don't really know that much about pedals, so I'm always asking people for advice, and then, ultimately just buying something that I think sounds all right or looks pretty. But then, yes, there's just so many more things to buy, but I'm enjoying all the sounds and things that I'm getting.
That sums up every electric guitar player. Hey, I want that pedal. Why? I don't need it, but it looks pretty. That's
true.
how we end up with a cupboard full of them in about 10 years. So
Yeah.
that process won't stop
Yes.
generally. It's pretty awful.
Well, I'll just try and rein myself in and do it slowly, I think.
Did your technique change much from going from one to the other, or?
Yeah, and I think it's still changing a lot. I actually had a really interesting conversation with one of my guitarist friends the other day about how, moving from acoustic to electric, I didn't really compensate for it in any way. I just played it like I would an acoustic.
Oh, yeah,
and
okay.
then sort of that didn't work
Yeah.
at the start, especially because I play a lot of finger picking things with some percussive noises. And on the electric guitar, as soon as I plugged in, I was like, wow, that's just really on top of the pickups and, not great.
Yeah, that string noise you get when you hit the pickup, or even if a piece of metal hits it or anything, it can really clank.
Yeah,
It'll
so
clank.
I've had to sort of watch myself playing in the mirror a few times and be like, oh yeah, don't do that.
The hand position thing would probably be the main change. You could still play a lot of stuff probably finger style though,
Yeah,
right?
I definitely do. Just change it. And I've also got a crazy guitar that has a swivel pickup, so that kind of gets in the way sometimes.
What do you mean? Like it actually?
Yeah, it's from the
turns?
1960s, and it you can turn it so that it's more toppy or more
Oh wow!
bassy.
Is that the one you've got today?
It is the one I've got today.
We're going to check that out. That's awesome. Yeah, very cool. So in terms of gigging, have you found that it opens up more opportunities doing electric guitar stuff, or just additional opportunities, or is it harder to book a band gig?
I think it's very different. So especially moving from solo to a band setting. Like I've played in bands before, but I've never been the main booker or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, there's different venues, different crowds. Also, the band is loud, which I really enjoy doing, but there's also different vocal fatigue that I,
I
have to
bet.
think about a little bit more. Like I can't, if I'm just doing acoustic things, I could do 3 gigs in a row just doing those. But then I don't think I can do 3 like solid swampy rock gigs in a row and still sound okay.
Which one do you find more fun?
Oh, that's too hard.
Come on.
There's something
without ridiculing your band members, of course.
No, there's something really nice about standing up and playing with a group of people doing your songs. I think it's really special, and I feel quite lucky to have people who want to play with me.
Mm-hmm.
But then also when I play alone, I tend to deviate with my tempo and just general chat. So when I play alone, sometimes I can meander off into my own zone. So I like both.
I'm not I'm terrible on my own just playing acoustic guitar. I suck at it. But playing with other people is always, even if you're playing the same songs, there can always be a different vibe or a different mood.
The energy is great. And I'm like, my drummer Alex, just, he was always doing these intense things, and sometimes I look back, I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
Is that the guy he does some stand-up playing as well?
Yeah, we started off, it was just him and me, so we made it into more of a sort of duo show, so he would be up the front on a stand-up kit.
That's cool. I like those kids.
Yeah, it was really good. But then when we got, other band members, we pulled back into more of the traditional things, so we can have a bigger sound.
So you've been gigging for how long now? Like,
with the band or just me?
Just in general.
Oh,
how long have you been
playing? A long time.
Yeah.
So I did things when I was very young in Ballarat. Oh, not very young, like 15 or 16. And then I moved to Melbourne.
Forgot you're a country girl.
I know, right? It's nice in the country for a while.
It's all right. I grew up down the coast, so I get it. It's all good.
But yeah, so I started, I used to busk at the local markets, which is really where I developed my calluses and did those things.
Cool.
And then, I started gigging when I moved to Melbourne after a few years, because I studied classical music for a bit, so guitar, and that took a back seat. But then straight after that, I started gigging, which is going to sort of show how old I am, but maybe like 10 years or so.
Oh, that's far out. That's great. So in terms of the Melbourne music scene, what are some of the changes you've seen, and what are they looking for on the most part? Like, I remember when I first started out, it was a lot easier to just book whatever to book venues, but also to play the music that you wanted to play, as opposed to a lot of, the cover band sort of scene that's everywhere now in Melbourne. But
there is
what are your thoughts
quite
on
a
that?
big cover band scene. I think it's changed. There is a saturation point that is reached, but then that's also why I love Melbourne, because there is so much good music. Like, if you want to just go and see something new, all you have to do is walk out your door, and there is new things. But also that there is a lot of musicians floating around. Mm-hmm. So when I first started, I was quite lucky to meet some people straight away who sort of let me do gigs and things.
Cool.
So I didn't have to, source gigs too much on my own to start with. And then after that, I do remember when I started off just emailing people and getting gigs, lots of dive bars that aren't open anymore. Places like that. There's been such a turnaround of venues.
Yeah, they do come and go quite often.
Yeah.
It's surprising. Like, I remember we did a gig at a place in Mornington maybe a year ago, I think, and it wasn't because of us, but like 3 weeks later, the place was closed.
Yeah.
And it was great. Like, the place was just had people there, but that still wasn't enough to keep it in business. It's, a lot of places come and go, and the Port Brunswick Hotel got flooded and destroyed.
But now they're continuing on at, what is it? Bombay Rock, and there's also the Bergie Seltzer down the road, which is...
okay.
But there's, I remember Blue Tile Lounge. I used to play at a lot when I first
Sounds
started.
familiar, but
that's definitely closed now. But I think it has changed. I've sort of done different things with gigs. So I used to do a lot by myself, and then I was in another band, and we actually did a lot of busking, which was amazing. And busking, I think, was so big, and now there's no CD sales, so it's not as... not
absolutely.
as big.
And for those who don't know what busking is, it's not a term that is used outside of Australia and England.
Isn't it?
No, I didn't know that. So it's just street performance, basically. So I remember seeing you in the city quite a few times in Burke Street Mall. Yeah, that's great. And that's like the prime place for,
it is the
for
prime
doing
place.
that as well. It's very cool. In terms of like original music, do you still see quite a lot of that in like the inner city stuff? Inner city
Yeah, I do. I think at venues and things, especially.
Yeah, that was the word I was looking for, venues. I couldn't get it out.
Yeah, I mean, the original music is still really, really going strong. Most of the gigs that I go to are, bands that do original music.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for watching the In the Blues podcast. Subscribe for more episodes.